Well, here we go again. This is the Responsible Daddy Hour. I just found some chips. These motherfuckers expired fucking June of 21. I'm still probably going to eat the shit out of them. Welcome to the Responsible Dad Hour. You know, I'm right here between 2:30 and 3, waiting for my daughter and her neighbor, actually her god sister. And I come to you to bring the good times and the good vibes. The good times and the good vibes. The vibes of being a man. I guess the best way I can say is just being a father. You know, a good positive message of being a father. So many negative messages that brothers and sisters say about each other. And you know it's targeted. It's targeted for the pitting against each other. That's why I also said be the hero twin. You know, you fight with your brother. See, that's the corruption. Now, Christianity did try to correct it. Christianity put a little bit of, the doubting Thomas, because they even made Jesus a twin. You know, if you go to the first true gospel, which is the gospel of Thomas, it's the doubting Thomas, which is Jesus's brother. But it's a corruption of what the hero twins are all about, because even the hero twins' father, when he, you know, they were playing, the father and his brother were playing on earth, and they were playing the sacred ball game, and they were so loud it shook the whole world, and it shook the underworld. And so the underworld gods offered a game for them to come and play in the underworld. And of course, they kind of loaded the dice and end up killing both the brothers. And they were happy because they got rid of the racket. Well, the father of the hero twins, you know, they pretty much, his head, he sprouted, and his head went up with the sprout of corn, maize. And one of the underworld gods saw this, and she went up on him, and, you know, he kind of squirted on her, you know, as the head, and that's how the hero twins was born. And the hero twins was all about working together. And probably the most famous ball game they played, you know, one of the brothers got the head cut off. His brother like grabbed a pumpkin and said, "We going to get these motherfuckers. We going to get them." I mean, it was like the getting your head cut off, you know, it's a metaphor from you know, the heart can push you on, give you that motivation. So it ain't all just the brain, you know, it's the heart as well. And so he put the pumpkin on him. They fought the ghouls. They fought the gods. I mean, it's got to be that mindset. I can fight the gods. And let's see who. Lobo, what's happening? Necessary evil, what's going on? People don't realize how many of these phrases came from Bible stories. Well, you know, again, you got to look at the Bible stories as being copies of the Americas. I mean, really, if you look at some of this stuff, it is so much copied out. And it's like, you know, and this gets into the time walkers, but you know, this culture was exposed to them. Even the Commetans was exposed to the South Americans. Barbara, what's happening? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, dang my. Oh, okay. Really? Shouldn't be. I'd have to do it on the computer. I'm sorry. I forgot I can't do it on this. Sorry about that. I'll have to put it back in. But Barbara, thank you for joining. Oh, I was so tired. So tired last night. I went to bed about 11 o'clock. But we got back early Monday morning. Yeah, we got back about like 12, 1 o'clock. And so mostly rested yesterday. Of course, my daughter didn't go to school because we just got back. She didn't get a lot of sleep. And so, shoot, by the time the evening came, the little running around I had to do, man, I fell asleep at 11:30. I was watching the hockey game. The Kings playing somebody. Kings playing the Bruins. The dude threw a hat trick. But it was pretty. I mean, it's pretty down in Arkansas. I wanted to get some Arkansas crystals and I can get some to send them out, but we like didn't really have time, and I didn't push it. You know, I was riding with my ex, so I didn't really push it. But we were kind of near, but just the way time and just the serious business that we had to do just didn't work out. Last night, Balsamic Moon was new for me. Balsamic. Oh, wow. Last night? Oh, okay. I have to look at that up because I haven't heard of that. Because we went from, what is it, the Wolf Moon last month? It slips me what February would be, but yeah, we're getting into the phases of the season. Like June will be strawberry, so like we're getting into, and again, that's the way this is set up, the changing of the seasons. But it's supposed to snow here tomorrow or Friday. Between tomorrow and Friday, we're supposed to get another inch of snow, which ain't bad. And it was way warmer than Arkansas than it is here. Supposed to be a banishing. Oh, okay. Because that those are portal times too. Keep that in mind. Those are portals that are open, and that's how you tell the real and the fake, kind of in a way. It's like if you can look at one of these celestial objects, like I know the last couple of years, I don't think Jupiter, especially this year, I don't think it's really the planet. I think it's something else, because there's been years where I have back and forth with the planets and even the moon and even the sun. And when you don't, you just get that boop and you don't get a download, then it's something different. It's not what it's supposed to be, because the natural flow, it flows back and forth even with that. I mean, for you to even see stars, it's like they got to be bright enough for you to see them. So it's like they want to be seen, so they, you can get a little of that star dust is what they call it. Pretty down there. We could see Orion's belt really clear. But beautiful homes. I mean, this is in the Ozark Mountains, and people live on like bluffs, and it's just beautiful. Like the nighttime, seeing all the people live on the bluffs is really cool. The house her mother had was like off back in the wooded area. She was kind of saying how nice this house was. This house was just average. Yes, portals. Yeah. Hey, the MacBone files, what's happening? And so it's beautiful down there. I like the energy, but no pickleball, no pickleball down there. It was mostly a lot of mountain bike trails. So really cool with that. I mean, I probably could get into that even with the mountain bike trails just to get that workout, and shoot, saw some e-bikes, 4,000, 2,000. Shit, at the pawn shop, I saw one for 1,000. So that seems to be a nice little way to move around. I mean, it's the freedom, without that real risk. Like a motorcycle is riskier than a motherfucker. I mean, if you look the difference between a motorcycle, the risk it takes compared to an electric bike, it's a lot less risk. Because again, you are still in the bike lanes. I mean, it's time, and that's what's cool is, see, with a motorcycle, you can't go in the bike lanes. But see, with an e-bike, you can still cruise in the bike lanes. It's places that rent them. You can rent them here, so you ain't really got to buy them. I was thinking about Ritwood because they rent them in St. Louis Park, but you got to go to Minneapolis to like go around the lakes. It is like, Minneapolis is pretty much Dodge City these days. It's like they just let it go. They really do let it go. It's like the fear-based thing of riding the freeways. People getting attacked, because those kind of movements, you be one-on-one with a lot of times. It ain't always a lot of people. And they showing, people getting mugged. But it shows just awareness. I mean, really, no matter how you are, you got to be aware of your surroundings. And on top of that, motorcycle drivers be reckless as hell. I saw a dude get killed on a motorcycle, and like the dude didn't even see the car he turned in front of. And like the dude literally died. Like the car hit him, and the dude literally died. Like really just like when he was thrown off the motorcycle, it was so sudden because he didn't see the car. When he died, he was still like this. He got hit and it killed him so quick. He was like this laying on the ground. Like he didn't even see it, what killed him. And I know a dude survived, got hit, rolled one of this true story. I was swerving in and out like GTA. Yeah. But I saw some dudes, like I was coming off the highway. Matter of fact, this last time I went to Michigan, this road is closed by the airbase that I used to work at. It's closed now. And I was behind some dudes, and I was driving like maybe a little Cavalier, something putting around. And they was on a motorcycle, two dudes. They swerved past me, and this is timing right here. And this is how timing works. I mean, again, when you're late or something, or it's time to go somewhere, timing is so important because you just, like we had to go back. They forgot their coats when we left Arkansas. So we had to go back about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, probably 10 to 15 minutes. But that's okay. You can't really get uptight because it's like you're putting that timing for a reason. because it was something in the other timing that would have put you maybe where it ain't favorable. But anyway, I get at the timing. I'm behind these. So these motherfuckers buzzed past me. And up above, I saw it. A big ass buck came across the highway, like maybe a 8-point, fairly big. And these dudes just ran smack into it, which would have been me. I think my timing was a little slower, and it ran in front of me a few yards, but it hit these dudes, and these dudes both catapulted in the air, and they both were going down the highway like that. And I was like right behind them and saw the shit. And I pulled to the side, and the first thing I did is say, you know, I'm gonna have to pull you out the road, because we are like, it's a highway going into the city, you know, so everybody's driving probably 45, 50 right there. So I pulled them both out the road and shit, and that's really all I had to do. Maybe I stayed there for the cop, just say what happened, but and then this is what pissed me off. I said, dude, I was like, because they hit it, you got a right to it. You can just tell them you take it, they tag it, and you can take it and go get it butchered up. And I was about to throw that motherfucker in my trunk. And I'm like, are y'all going to keep that or what? And they said they was going to keep it. Go by the next day. They wasted. They wasted. They wasted. They wasted. I mean, this same, and I'm going to tell you, this same bridge. And this, what I was saying happened in like 94, maybe 94. Back in 85. Yeah, 85. Maybe 80, 85. Hit the bridge one morning, this icy black ice, and it was like all the cars in front of me had swerved. And it was like a 4-lane, but it's a little barrier there between the cars. And as we going like the bridge across where just a few feet from the story with the deers, all the cars by me swerved. And I was able to go through a spot. And like I just had to go straight. And it was like, really, I'm almost door to door with these motherfuckers. And as I was saying, you know, what we had to fight the other night. And at the end, I was saying, I'll modify what I said. At the end was the hero twins. The hero twins came to me in the clouds. Now, I've had visions in the clouds, but it was like, I'm looking up like, damn. And I talked about this the other night, but it was the hero twins. They helped me battle because we battled. I mean, it was a battle for really from 5 in the morning till 11. It was a battle with ice. I mean, for 2.5 hours, we just had to drive off, going 40. I mean, it was a battle. And again, like I say, that's the type of fighting the gods. I mean, this storm was 600 miles, which made no sense. And I mean, I saw 100 cars, but again, it's timing and it's what you practice. And I'm a wind spirit anyway, so it's like, shit. You know, if ever I need you, and all my dedication, I need you right now. But it's like it don't even have to be said. You know, as you manifest like that ain't even got to be said. It's like you are so in tune with everything. They work with you naturally. You know, they work with you naturally. And meditation, but guides. That's what a guide. You know, there's guides that you can tap into. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people can't open that vibration. You know, it ain't just all about it. It's so many different levels of things you can tap into. Like we was talking about portals, but ancestors. I mean, it is a lot that you can tap into, and you just got to open it up. And that's why people like me and my brother, you know, we are open doors. I mean, that's really what you could call me, open door. That's what my brother and I do. And there's several others, but we open doors because we put this information out in a way that I hope is relatable, because that's what it all has to be. It has to be relatable. Easy to practice. There's so many things, you know, that's hard to practice of manifesting, of being spiritual, of just moving. I mean, it's really like, I say the reality is like this. It's like once you crack it, you see how you're supposed to move. I mean, it's literally like you watch a path. Like I always generally walk behind the car when I get out. I generally walk behind it. And it's like almost every time. Like I'll exit the car and I'll walk behind the car, because this is where the path leads. Like if I open the door and really looked where the path leads, that's where it leads. I rarely, like even when I'm with my ex and my daughter, like I rarely follow them, but I follow the path. Like we're all walking and it's a split where we're walking. I will follow the path, or I will follow one or the other, because I see where the energy is pushing. Just I say is there's people that drive that they want to be passengers and connect to other cars to, ride like a train. It's the same with people. Sometimes you can see the energy in other people, how they moving and how you should move. And it becomes a little easier. I mean, these are hard times, hard to understand. And gas down there, $3.19. As soon as we get to Kansas City, $3.50 plus. Now you tell me that we don't get gas from them. We get most of our gas from Venezuela. We got most of our gas. So this is all a lie. This inflation. First they begging people, and you see the trap they did. They begged people to work, raise the wages, where $15, which is basically what, $25,000 a year, because for a long time they was happy paying people $10,000, $12,000 a year. I mean, most of them jobs was $12,000 to $17,000, $10 an hour. What is that? About $17,000 a year, something like that. This is what this beast preferred. It preferred to pay you low wages because it keeps you in a low vibration. And so since they had to raise the wages to bring people into work, they raised the prices. So it's not inflation. They raised the prices to match still giving you $10 an hour or less. Because shit, minimum wage was $7. The government said it was okay to pay people $7 an hour. Nobody can live on that. Nobody can live on $7 an hour, but yet they was making people do it. And the government's okay. And people said we should make double that, at least. I mean, this country's supposed to be so great, but this is what they did. And they're lying. This gas should not be this high. Gas should not be this high. Alchemisthandbook. What's happening? So, it shouldn't be. It's a scam. It's a scam. All of it is scam. The food and everything. Like, I'm down there, and this is the Walmart headquarters. Man, I hate my cats. Wearing brand new shit and fucking cat hair goddamn everywhere. But anyway, this shit ain't new, so. But, like down there, this is Walmart headquarters. Shit, Walmart just grocery stores. Walmart pickup center. Super fucking big ass Walmart, bigger than anyone I've ever seen. And we've got a big one here, but this motherfucker was bigger than that. I mean, all the shelves packed. Product, come to the one up here, it ain't packed. Ain't a lot of motherfuckers working. I mean, it's just funny the difference. Clean. I didn't see no black folks, though. There was no colored folks in Arkansas. I think I saw 2. I saw 1 in the bar. None of the restaurants. 1 in Walmart. He came over and gave me some dap. Hey, what's happening? But I didn't get that good old boyish. Not really. Just moving smooth. You know how to move. When you go places, you should know how to move. Money grab on. Absolutely, Barbara. Definitely a money grab. Definitely a money grab. That's all this thing was. That's all this bug was a money grab. That's all it is. Hey, there my man. Hey, Adrian, what's happening? What's happening, Adrian? Conspiracy University. Definitely subscribe to his channel and look at the work he's done. And just awakening. Because it comes a time in your life when you start really seeing through this and you awaken. And I know he's one that sees this, able to see it. That's why, Zach is an overkill. The way Zach says almost everything. And as much as I like Zach, I just think it's overkill. Because you don't have to analyze everything. And see, that's to me kind of gets where it gets shaky, that you have to analyze everything. And everything doesn't need to be looked at. Some of this shit you can just ignore. I mean, that's why a lot of that sick shit, I was just ignoring that shit. And by breaking it down every day, you are giving it birth. You are giving it, well, not birth, but you still giving it life. You giving it energy. And you telling the ones that look at your work to give it energy. Everything, I mean, that's taxing. That's taxing. Everything don't need to be broken down. Some of that shit need to be just fuck that shit. And so that's got to be exhausting, that you got to think about everything and say, this is what it means. And this is what I dug. I missed Rambo's part on Zach's show. And Zach asked Rambo, he said, don't you believe that it's all the Jesuits? And Rambo sit there, and this is what I like about Rambo, shows he's got an open mind. Rambo says, well, they are involved in a lot of stuff. He didn't totally agree with it. He said they are involved. And again, you know, the media is run by them peoples. That's who runs it. As I said, the Jesuits is their army, their CIA. That's who does their covert dirty work. But everything ain't them. Everything ain't them. I don't need gematria to know how this fake was popping off. We know the code, but sermon is enough. Yeah. Hey, Moon Rock, what's happening? What's happening? And so that is overkill to me, you know. It goes from overanalyzing to straight up paranoia. Absolutely. 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 It does. And you don't, yeah. But it's like, ignore some of this shit. Like one of these days, the past 2 weekends, I ain't watched any TV. I mean, we watched fucking Free Guy Saturday night. And you know, that's one of, I hate my video is so patchy. I forgot to disconnect from my Wi-Fi. But that show, again, that shows like what the creature is. And I know it's hard to see the creature, but Guy is the creature in a lot of ways. He is the Frankenstein, because this shows the mind, and that the mind is alive, and what the mind needed to be alive in this system. And Rambo talked about, you know, the archetype is Enil, but really it's Yabatha. It's Yabatha. That is the architect that all this stuff is made from. Is that one being. Marduk is another one of his names. Zeus, you know, all these ghouls, all these, the Borgia, all of it is really based on Yabatha. Or the demiurge. It's the same kind of thing, you know. And that's where really the feminine has to get a little analyzing as not always being positive. Because you look at Sophia hiding this from all the others, and that started a chaos. And that's not bashing women, but that's saying that the feminine part, Rambo says something that I want to share with you because it makes sense. It's like when you call on an entity, again, you only need a certain aspect of it. You don't need the whole, because you will get the whole. And like I was saying, citrine is a great energy for manifesting, but it's also a type of fool's gold because it can trick you. You know, it's got that tricky information, that tricky energy out. There's times you need that and you call that in, but there's other times you only need a part of it. And that's really a metaphor for why you just need the circle in the binding, because again, you can look at that as I'm only using a part. I understand that. That is kind of why they do that, because you do only need a part, but you don't need to be circled. Oh, you don't need to be circled. Yeah, Moonrock, the jealous god. Yes, Osiris too. Yeah, I mean, Gnosticism breaks them down. It breaks it down. You know, it really does. Because again, you read that and you get the discernment out of it. But it's that being. And that's why when you come into, and I say the brilliant abstention work is the mind. I know people get a Neil, Iniki, Mau, Babarduk, and I can the feminine names, Anana. You know, you get into that. And really, it gets a little bit into, Anana gets into, they try to mix it with a little bit of Lemuria. You know, and Lemuria was the time where everything understood everything. Like when I say, you know, I can get into a certain, I can stare at a planet, I can stare at the moon, and then I can see the trees in their true form. This is a little bit of Lemuria, the matrix code, but understanding you don't just see the code, you see this thing and you see it living. Like right now, the only way you see a tree is it stands. That's the only way we perceive it as living. We don't perceive the life force that is moving through it. We can't hear the animals. We can't hear the bugs. But Lemuria, the idea of it is total communication with all the surroundings. And in that mindset, you love it all. You love it all. You love it all. And that's really what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be so in tune with everything that you respect everything. Because you never know when you need to sit there and walk in and talk to a bug or talk to a bird. It's like I see them crows come around. You don't think them crows are some of the smartest shit around here. That's why they withhold it. Because these things are aware. They are aware. And so they come around, they get to squawk, and I'm like, oh, that energy is around. It's like they come to warn me. It's like, this is around, so you got to be more aware. And most people don't even see it, don't be in touch with it. Duzakza, I found your channel and back away from the channel. Nothing but high vibrations since I've been connected to you. Well, thank you, Barbara. That is so kind for you to say. So glad I'm catching this. Love. Okay, Mark, what's happening, Mark? Yeah, I mean, I don't have to bash anybody. I don't have to talk about anybody because I'm not concerned with anybody. Not that concerned. Just like I praise Lobo's work because I know, you know, I know my shortcomings, and the people that can put the word out there better, I want that. I want that because I want those words out there. I want those phrases out there because, again, those are spells. Basket manipulation with the grip gloves. These need to be into language. When aware eyes look at these sports, you ain't just hypnotized by what you see. And really, the Super Bowl is such a demonic event that what I've watched it turn into, and really growing up watching the Bowls was kind of like that because at one time the Bowls was bigger than the Super Bowl at one time. But all of this now is just like, I think the Hall of Fame class, they was like, I was listening to radio, they was talking about Garnett. And you know what's funny is one of my guys got Garnett's sister pregnant. And, you know, when Garnett was here, I mean, at first, my friend was living in the same apartment, so we saw him all the time, actually same townhouses. But Garnett bought his sister a townhouse here, and she might still be here. But my man, I know, got her pregnant. And so Garnett tried to evict her from the townhouse. I don't know what happened between them, and she beat him. She beat the eviction. I think maybe she proved that that he bought her for, I don't know. Like when Garnett first came here, because I was at the first press conference, when they brought him in, I was like, damn, he was young but tall. I didn't realize how young he was. And then there was his mama. And like after 6 months of being, when he was on the road, his mama had went through like 300,000 of his original deal. And they got his mama and got his mama up out of here. It was like, look, what is the outside temperature? Oh, it's okay. It's nice. I probably could have turned the car off. But his mama, yeah, they got his mama up out of here because she was blowing through his money. He was young. You know, can you imagine being 18 and, you know, all of a sudden you got $6-7 million? You know, business wise, she don't know what to do, nothing but spend, because again, it's that hood mentality of never having. So they think you just got to spend to show you're there. You ain't got to spend to show you there if you there. That's the thing. What was his name? The dude from St. Louis, tall dude. I can't think of his name. Garrett Miles. But he used to wear his number. And I think he actually wore a big 42. But I forget he wore his number like big as hell. Like Anthony Edwards wear a big AE in diamonds. Okay. And that's nothing new, but it's just interesting, you know, the choices that people have and their magic, because there's types of magic in this shit too. Hey, Stacy. Thank you, nothing but truth. Yeah, it was, it was rough. It was rough. I remember when my dad started talking about how big the Super Bowl was at one point in time. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I even go back to before that, the Final Four. I would say like the UCLA run of the Final Four. I know they talk about Jabbar and Big E. And that's a terrible place to hoop. That would have been even a terrible place to watch. When they played in the Astrodome, that was terrible for everybody. Hard as hell to shoot in that place. But the fans is like way far away from you. So what you looking at, if you said hi, you looking at ants. but the UCLA Final Four, you kind of saw the frenzy in the 80s. It turned into, And then I'll even say that kind of correlates where the Cowboys run more so than the Pittsburgh. The Cowboys run, you started seeing the big parties. Like the Pittsburgh run was where people was getting together. But I would say the Cowboys run was where they became what it is today, was in the 90s with the Cowboys winning what is a 3 out of 4. That was the first time you were seeing people having big parties. And that was probably 93, 94, 95, where we saw that. And the ritual, because again, look at the early halftime shows. But I think the coolest one was when they pulled out Diana Ross. I think they brought the chopper in and took her out of the stadium, if I remember right. But when they put her in the chopper, her song was still playing, which was sweet. I think that was Diana Ross. They went, the chopper landed on the field and she got on the field, and whatever her hit song, probably I'm Coming Out, was still playing. And she was like kind of sitting in the doorway, still singing and shit. But it wasn't a big event. It wasn't attracting, big people. This little mug should be coming out here in a minute. Ooh, she got the purple champion on. Loving it. This state, if you can't dress, oh, here they come. If you can't dress, I don't know what to say. Oh, she got her uncle manages a company. I don't know if the shirt can be. I got a shirt too. Fat Tire is the name of their company, where they got the bomb mountain bikes. All right, how do I close? Well, this is time to go. And till we meet again. Bye. Come on, Piper. What do we say, Piper?
Bye.
Say less.
No, bye. Bye. Hope you have a weird day.